Hi, I'm Lisa Nelson. I'm an artist. I do watercolor, pastel, and white line woodcut. And I'm the January Artist of the Month at the Weston Public Library. I've always loved art. You know, it's the thing I've always wanted to do. I think I was drawing before I was talking. I went to art school back in the 90s, but then embraced a corporate career of event planning. And then during the pandemic, I decided that that was clearly a sign for me to finally walk away from the corporate world and embrace a career as an artist. And it's been great. When my old boss called me up, I said, nope, I'm gonna keep doing the art thing full time. It's just something I do naturally. I missed being an artist all those years working, doing other things. I enjoyed the things I was doing because I was traveling all over the world and learning about the world and gaining lots of experiences. But it feels right to say to people that my job is an artist as opposed to anything else. I did a show here like 3 years ago, I think, and I loved having the show here. So when I reached out to the library and they said, sure, you can come in a second time, I was very excited. So watercolor is the thing that I've loved since I was a teenager. So it's my comfort zone. It's kind of the first thing I do as an artist. Pastels is something I've just been doing for the last few years, so it's the newer thing. So I'm not ready to do anything crazy like abstract or layered things. I'm just doing straight landscapes. But it's really enjoyable just to kind of sit down, take my source photos, and just try to reproduce that. The watercolors, I'm trying to do things like this one I'm referencing like William Morris, and there's also a sound component to these pieces. My husband is a synth musical composer, if you want to call his stuff music. And for this exhibit, we have QR codes. So for the birds one, we have a QR code where you can scan it and hear the synth piece, Feedback Birds, that my husband composed. And then he also created one to go with the desert landscape as well. So some of these, for instance, like the owl piece, has an image in the background, which is actually the waveform image of what the sound of the owl sounds like. There's 4 sound pieces altogether for the show that go with roughly about 25 to 30 art pieces. Not all art pieces have a sound part to them, but I have a couple of my abstract spacey pieces. These were a lot of fun to do, and they have a QR code with them as well. These are really fun to do. Abstract is something else I'm new to, where it's very relaxing. You're not trying to depict anything, you're just having fun with the color. And I use watercolor with water-soluble color pencils. So then you get these cool kind of weird color things that happen. Further up on Route 2 is the Harvard Alpaca Farm, where I went and got to visit them. And they all have great names. This one has the name Outstanding Dreams Epiphany, which sounds like a prog rock band from the 60s. So I created my own kind of psychedelic rock poster for this particular alpaca. And this again is the waveform image that the nervous hum that an alpaca makes. And again, there is this great Gregorian chant that my husband created to go with it. And you can listen to that. It was kind of just started as an idea for something that my husband and I could do together. And then it became definitely much more interesting to add, like, it's not just visual, there's also a sound component. We'll see if I eventually add other like touch or other things to the exhibit. I love nature, love animals. I'll never get sick of doing portraits of animals. I particularly love frogs. They're just so adorable. And I find so many different frogs. I live out in a more rural part of the state, and so it's great further along Route 2, and it's so great to see all the frogs and the turkeys and the birds that frequent our property. And we try to make our home as friendly as possible to them, and we now have like generations of frogs that are totally tolerant of us because they've just known us their whole lives. The pastel series, they're just straight landscapes. I did a trip about a year ago to the Southwest, took lots of photos, and then came back and then worked on the pastel pieces, except I don't like doing things the colors that they are. So although the Guadalupe Mountains are not pink, that's what I decided to make them. Some of them are of fall, the orchards, and then some of them are of, this one is of an orchard, and then some of them are of the desert landscape. Started doing a national park series earlier this year, and I've really enjoyed it. In fact, I've been selling out of them. These are kind of my 2 ones that I have left, and I'm even planning future trips to national parks so I can continue the series. My watercolors are, usually there's a longer process. I have an animal that I want to feature, or a map, or a destination, and then usually I do many different drafts of it, and it evolves slowly from there. So I'm a Western Ave artist. Western Ave is a huge complex of studios. 300 to 400 different artists are there. It's in Lowell. And the first Saturday of every month, we have open studios 12 to 5. I just hope people come by, look at the art. It's a lot of fun to push yourself and not do the same art over and over again. I will never get sick of doing watercolor, but it is fun to do the pastels. Also tried a little bit of white line woodcut, which is a type of printmaking, and I want to keep pushing myself to try different stuff. The pastels I am really enjoying. It's quite different from watercolor, because watercolor you start light and go dark, and pastels you start dark and go light, and you can always do over with a pastel, which you can't do with watercolor. So it's really enjoyable to do the two different things and see what works with each. I hope people come and see the show. There's a lot of different art, and it's always great to come to the library, and even better when there's art to see as well. And it'll be up for the entire month of January, so come and see it by the end of the month.